we're back in the game. Okay, we are going to stick with Africa and Bitcoin in Africa. And the man who's about to take us on a trip around the continent has used Bitcoin in, I think, 43 countries now. Is that right? The right number? 43? I've used Bitcoin with him in, I think, 6 of those countries. Is that right? Yeah, thereabouts. But one of my, and I've known this guy for 2.5 years, and he's already had a huge impact on my life. I'm sure he's already had an impact on your guys' lives just in the past 48 hours of this conference, because he is an enigmatic, unique character that you won't meet anywhere else but in the Bitcoin space. My favorite memory of Paco was when I was trying to do a Bitcoin project in Havana, Cuba. I had food poisoning. I was very, 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 very sick. I don't need to go into details. That day, we'd been in a marketplace. We were giving out Bitcoin to people in Cuba, where the government is everywhere, where the government spies are everywhere. And I introduced Paco to this thing called white privilege. I'm going to tell the story, Paco, sod it. So we leave this marketplace, and the reason why we left is because government spies had entered the marketplace and had sort of intimidated us to make us realize that what we were doing was probably illegal, and if not, would land us into trouble. And Paco goes to me, we need to run. And I was like, Paco, watch this. So I get out my camera, I start vlogging, and I'm like, oh, it's just, you know, me on my holiday in Cuba. And Paco's like, what are you doing? You can't do that here. And I was like, trust me, mate, this is called white privilege. It's like, welcome to my world. And Paco's mind was blown. But then later on that day, I get this really, really bad food poisoning. And Paco's being very helpful. He's bringing me, you know, rehydration salts, and he's helping me feel better. And then he looks at me in one moment and goes, oh my God, those Cuban spies, they've poisoned you. Obviously, we both burst out laughing before we realized that maybe I was seriously poisoned. And fortunately, I survived. Everything was okay. But it's one of many amazing moments that I've shared with this man who's now used Bitcoin in 43 countries. But over the past 400 days, he used Bitcoin in 40 countries. 20-ish of them were in Africa. Is that right? And he's going to talk to you about his experience using Bitcoin in Africa this afternoon. So please welcome Paco de la India to the stage this afternoon. Come on, Paco. Please don't poison me.
Yeah. He changed the story to his luxury, you know, white privilege. But that's true. Hi guys, namaste. My name is Paco, and thank you so much for listening to me. My time has started good. My journey of Run with Bitcoin is only possible because of all you Bitcoiners. So a round of applause for everyone. Thank you. I was in the other room, and they were talking about self-custody and adoption and what is good, what is not good, liquid, lightning. I mean, you all know how to hodl your Bitcoin, but you did not hodl your Bitcoin. You gave me your Bitcoin to travel the world, so that is really amazing. That really proves that humans of Bitcoin are kind. Yes, you're toxic, you're maximalists, but even your father was toxic to you, and look at you. You turned out pretty good, and here we are in Cape Town. This is an amazing city, and I really like South Africa, so thank you, you Bruce. I really love you all. You have a great country. And in Mossel Bay, I hope how many of you joining Mossel Bay? Come on, guys. Leave your privileged, comfortable zone and come to Mossel Bay and see what Bitcoin is really doing. I'm just going to take you quickly through Run with Bitcoin stories. The journey goes back to August. I was in India, Bengaluru. I did not have money to pay my rent. I was looking for a job in crypto. I did not get any job, and it was a full moon night. And I get a call from my friend, and he says, hey, Paco, do you want to travel the world? I'm like, yes, I want to travel. But he's like, you have to travel using Bitcoin only. I'm like, what is Bitcoin? And he gives me a book called The Bitcoin Standard. 3 days later, I am like, mind blown because I'm a gold bug. I come from India. We have gold. I have gold. My father has gold. The cleaning lady has gold. My gold is much more stronger than your Bitcoin. My gold has no traceability. I do not care about my custody of my gold also because it's in my locker, in my bank. I know here we are fighting about self-custody and adoption, but being a gold bug, I realized since 1971, they're printing money, they're playing with my future. And I'm like, if Bitcoin really is money, let me travel the world in the global south, in non-white countries, and see how Bitcoin is used. And turns out it's a game of color. I apply for visas, I get rejected. I have to prepare a paperwork of 45 to 50 pages to prove that, yes, I have enough money to please let me travel the world, and then I can travel. But anyways, some great stories have happened because of Bitcoin. I met some great Bitcoiners, and I really want to say Bitcoiners are kind humans. Um, the journey started right at the bottom on 17 September 21. And I picked this up, a slide from Anil said so. He gives you out these great slides. And this was the reason why I started doing Bitcoin travel, because I wanted to see whether Bitcoin really is money. The 5 properties of Bitcoin are scarcity, 21 million coins, and just like your time. Divisibility, you don't need to spend $42,000 on a Bitcoin. You can spend 30,000 sats for a t-shirt. How many of you all got the Bitcoin Ikasi t-shirt? Come on, guys, go spend your Satoshis. Come on, spend. We just learned yesterday from Carl, stack, spend, and replace. And stay humble. Yeah, that humbleness will not come. It will come in due time. Portability, I was able to travel to 41 countries around the world using Bitcoin. Durability, I'm going to have a great story once I pass through that country. And recognizability, yes, Bitcoin is accepted everywhere. India, Bitcoin price was $55,000. When I started, life was good. Bitcoiners were very kind. And I could travel a lot. I got pizza, shoes, books, Bitcoin meetups. In Dubai, I met the guy who said Bitcoin is $1. Da Vinci, how many of you know Da Vinci? He made a video back in 2011, Bitcoin is a $1, please buy. People did not end up buying. I bought it like 55. Bitcoin was $61,000. Thailand, Bitcoin was $50,000. This is during the time where I ended up buying a book on Bitcoin, tipping my waiters in Bitcoin. Cambodia, $40,000. So these are all colored countries. Singapore, $42,000. If you look at the bottom, the price is Sri Lanka, $37,000. On the bottom right, left for me, yeah. I lost my keys to my room, and I went looking for a copy of the key, and I asked the person, can I pay you in Bitcoin? And he had Binance wallet, and he accepted Bitcoin. So if you don't ask people, people will not know, and people are happy to receive Bitcoin because it's $3 to $5. Qatar, this little kid runs an Electrum wallet, and he helped me buy my running shoes on Bitcoin. Kenya, I came to Africa with I was really scared for my life because I did not know what's going to happen to me, but life changed for me, and here the journey starts from Kenya and 18 African countries. I found a Bitcoin bus, massage for Bitcoin. Somebody stole my phone. I bought a phone on Bitcoin. And yeah, there's a restaurant that accepts Bitcoin. Uganda, there we go. Now we have a Juicy Boo Center. There's a Bitcoin Juice Center. But back then, there was Brendan and team. We went around orange pilling people. Rwanda, Kigali, Bitcoin accepted. Tanzania, this is my favorite story. When I left Uganda, Bitcoin was $40,000. I go climb Kilimanjaro. 5 days later, I come down, Bitcoin is $30,000. I had to pay my guide extra money, 25% extra, because he was really upset. I orange pilled my guide before going down. Malawi, I have seen this country's money deteriorate from 400 kwacha to 800 to 1600 kwacha. Yes, Africa needs Bitcoin, but is Bitcoin really for everyone? No, it's just for the privileged people. You are privileged, you have education, hence you have your hodling stack. You should share your stack when you make a little bit of money. This community has given you a lot of love, share your sats with your loved ones. If you can't convince them, gift them some. This is why we have Christmas, to give gifts. Please give some Bitcoin around. Mozambique, a lot of people using Bitcoin down there. I know my slides are all blurry. Please bear with me. Zimbabwe. I reached Zimbabwe and I met with an accident. Hence, everybody has asked me, how are you? I always say I am alive. I'm really grateful that I'm alive. By the way, how many of you, I was handing out sweets yesterday. How many of you got those sweets from me? Now that is called sharing love. You can do that with your Satoshis. Please do share your Bitcoin. People will feel happy. They will bless you. It's sow a seed and reap the benefits. It's called karma. From Hindu, you learned yoga and Kama Sutra. There is something called as karma. Share your sats. Zimbabwe, I know Anita has done a great job in Zimbabwe. There's something in Africa you cannot teach That is called time preference, low time preference. You may have your Me Premier Bitcoin teaching you about education. How do you teach your children about low time preference? If you have an answer, please do share it with us so that people start hodling rather than spending. Zambia, Bitcoin has reached $22,000. Life is going down the hill. Great Humphrey is here. Humphrey? Yep. We hosted a great Bitcoin meetup there. We move over to Botswana. Josh in the house. I met Josh. We had a great Bitcoin meetup in Botswana. Got to meet Chris Ellis, who was part of the Bitcoin Foundation committee. And he ended up not giving Bitcoin to people because people were taking advantage of him. So he went down to the Botswana Kalahari Desert and started permaculture. So that is the real purpose of Bitcoin. He's like, if I cannot teach people Bitcoin, at least I will make a farmhouse where people can get fruits and vegetables after I die away. So pretty cool Bitcoiner. Nigeria, the best musicians. You know how you learn how to shake your ass in Nigeria for sure. So any Nigerians in the house? No one? Okay, I love Nigeria, great people. Bitcoin is $20,000. Cameroon, they have a Bitcoin community called Bitcoin Mountain. Central Africa Republic, the only country that said that they accept Bitcoin, but then they went back because they do not have the infrastructure. They speak French and they use Central CFA. South Sudan. All right, so crossing from Central Africa Republic to South Sudan, I was stopped on the border. Remember the point I asked about durability? So I had a $100 bill with me and I wanted to convert that $100 to the local currency. But the person in Congo said, no, I will not accept it. I asked him why. He says, because the $100 bill is printed in 2009. I only accept 2013 printed bills. Your Bitcoin doesn't expire, but your dollars expire. That's right in the heart of Africa. South Sudan I reached. I'm crossing the refugee camps and I get picked up and I'm being called a spy. I have 6 guns on top of my head and they open my laptop, they open my phones, they go through all my photos, but they do not understand Bitcoin. So yes, they cannot take your Bitcoin. You're really blessed because they do not understand it as of now. Ethiopia, great food. I love Ethiopian food. Bitcoin started going up. El Salvador, this is where I got to meet the Mr. Toxic people, Mr. Max Kaiser. Great job he's done. I'm still waiting for the God candle. He said the Saudis are going to buy billions of dollars of Bitcoin and your Bitcoin is going to go up the roof. I still believe that everything that is happening in the Bitcoin ecosystem is right. From your education level to you hodling, to you having circular economies, everything is right. I mean, even the ETFs are the right things that are happening because this means that this is open source network. It's freedom. This is the only time in my journey where I felt like, yes, I am free to talk about Bitcoin. El Salvador, the legal country. It is like Ricky will say, it's called the Bitcoin Landia. I like that term because you just go down there. These are privileged people who go there and just spend their Bitcoin and feel like, wow, I spent some Bitcoin. It is good feeling, which you can do that right here in Mossel Bay. So please do drop down there in Ikasi. Got to meet Kogazzo down there, Fernando from Praia Bitcoin. Then I went to Senegal with Joe Nakamoto. He's not there in the photo. Bitcoin price was $16,000. He made a nice documentary about it. Ghana, I got to meet Jack Dorsey. I asked him, can I touch your beard? He said no. But it's okay, I did complete my dream. Good Bitcoin conference. And yes, good people down there. South Africa. I love you guys. I think so I'm going to take 3 minutes here. I'm walking in Johannesburg, middle of the day, 3 p.m. I get mugged. And they take away my phone. I come back home and I go to my Twitter on my laptop and I do a post. And the community buys me a brand new phone in 3 hours. So I love Johannesburg because it really taught me when shit hits the fan, the community comes to help you. So this is the best community in the world. You're really privileged that you are all are Bitcoiners and not crypto. Stop hating on crypto. Stop wasting your energy on hating on crypto. If you are just hating on crypto, this means you never got love in your life. How much hate are you giving, man? Didn't you get love while you were growing up? This is what you're projecting on yourself. Every time you see crypto, you just go, ah, shitcoiners, whoa, man. Back in this day, you had to put a penny in the jar if you say the word shit, and now you say that every day. Please be nice. Show that you're good people. Yes, you all use Tether. Yes, you all will use liquid. Yes, you all will use Fediment as the time comes through because you all are in need of it. So please be nice. They are doing innovation. Thanks to technology, people are watching us online. So please share love, guys. This is what Bitcoin is. Stop saying like the world is ending, the world is ending. The world is not ending, man. 1971, the guy started printing. 2024, we are still talking about printing. They will print tomorrow also. They will all be good. 2005, India had the worst pollution. 2024, we have worst pollution. 1991, they told me the petrol is ending in 20 years. 2024, I'm still here. I think so. We all will be there. Please be nice. I love South Africa. I bought my gummies, marijuana on Bitcoin. God bless you all. I love it. Thanks to KG, he took me to an Ikasi. It was really nice. We hosted Bitcoin meetups in Pretoria, Durban, Cape Town, Mossel Bay, and where else did we go? Yep. Johannesburg. I love it. This was the best people. Cole makes really good content. I love South Africa. I really feel South Africa is a free country. That's what Bitcoin is. It's open source. You have freedom to express your thoughts, as it was said in the earlier talk by, what's your name, sir? I forget. John. He really said when the blackout came, it's a free country. So I really like South Africa for that matter. And I really hope your rand doesn't deteriorate to 25. Okay, we move forward. Brazil, I got to meet Jesus. He said, buy Bitcoin. The stash will go up. They have a circular economy called Praia Bitcoin. They have 3 circular economies. Bitcoin started going up. It's 23,000. Then Costa Rica, it went to $26,000. Then I went to Mexico. I love Mexico because of the drug cartel. That means the government has not that much power. The cartels have guns, and guns is the real power. So if you have some guns, you have freedom. You are a libertarian. They have another circular economy that's starting down there. Cuba. Where is Joe Nakamoto? That's there. Joe Nakamoto started crying there because he just got too emotional, and he said, Bitcoin has real use case in Cuba. There an average person's salary is $12 per month. That's what I spent on 2 drinks yesterday. So just count your privilege. Please be grateful and stop complaining about your life. Please be grateful. You do not know what Cuba is doing. Anyway, so we had a great time in Cuba. 15 businesses except Bitcoin. Thanks that Fidel Castro died away, because now there is freedom. So there are a lot of these small businesses coming out there. Jamaica, I got to there. There is a pizza place that accepts Bitcoin. Haiti, the only country where I couldn't use Bitcoin. They do not have, Jesus Lord. I was run with Bitcoin. I love running. They have trash till here. Like there's trash from here till here. So you're running between the trash. It's so ridiculous. I heard gunshots in the night. The next morning I ran away. Dominican Republic, my favorite country because it is a land of libertarians. I really like this country. If you get a chance to go down there, please do visit. There are Bitcoin ATMs, Bitcoin shops all on the street. Puerto Rico, thanks to Brock Pierce, the iOS token guy. People hate crypto. He has done, he's ended up increasing the prices of a lot of real estate there. But there are a lot of crypto millionaires in Puerto Rico. So if you guys are looking for funding, please go to Puerto Rico. You'll find a lot of crypto rich boys down there who have a lot of money. Trinidad and Tobago, great food. I really love the food called Doubles. Best food, TNT, good people. Suriname started a new Bitcoin community called Bitcoin Saranan. Bitcoin in Panama. Also there is Bitcoin adoption. 30,000 Bitcoin went. Honduras, they have Amity Age. Roatan, they have a free city called Prospera. Please, if you get an opportunity, study about free city Prospera, where the legal tender is Bitcoin. Peru, got to go with Joe Nakamoto. Bitcoin price was $25,000. Life was so cheap, and people were really good. I really like to thank Mike Peterson for supporting this journey. We got to use Bitcoin from jungles to mountains to Machu Picchu. Everywhere they were using Bitcoin. Nicaragua, I will not go back again. I hate communism. God bless them. But one random day, one Bitcoiner sends me a DM and he says, hey Paco, I have booked you a hotel for 2 nights. Go enjoy the vacation. I do not know the guy's name, but I got 2 days of vacation. So there are kind Bitcoiners out there. Bitcoiners are looking for proof of work. You are bound to do work. Please do not be lazy. There is nothing called as retirement. This is just a privileged word. Even the retired humans have their money coming from somewhere. So please keep working. And Nicaragua, communism. Guatemala, $37,000 of Bitcoin. They have another circular economy down there called Lago Bitcoin, Bitcoin Lake, and San Marcos. And yeah, Ricky and Laura were down there too. They were giving away free Bitcoin tattoos. Curacao, this was my last country. On the left is Peter Kroll. You see that guy? He's the founder of the paper wallet, and he says, I have a video out, please see that. No hardware wallets are safe for your Bitcoin. Good luck with that. He advises to use Blue Wallet, and I was like, why? He's like, just download a Blue Wallet, put it on your phone, and shut down the phone. That is much more safer than using a hardware wallet. I do not know, I'm not a techie, but if you all are concerned about your security, because he was the founder of Paper Wallet, he is a free source contributor, blah, 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 blah. But anyways, he has a big billboard out there in Curacao that says in 2011, one Bitcoin was pizza. In 2021, one Bitcoin, you will get your BMW car. He has 3 billboards all around it. Really nice. This was the only Bitcoin meetup where they had caviar flowing out. So there was caviar for all the guests. And it was the most finale of my country. In such scarcity, Bitcoin really proves the fact that it is scarce because the price has gone up from $1 to $41,000. Divisibility, I've used Bitcoin from $5 to $25,000. No, to 25 to 50 to 500. Portability, I was my own bank. I moved all these countries by just using Bitcoin. Durability, it didn't matter if I was black, white, brown. It didn't matter my color, my caste, my creed, my religion. Bitcoin saw everything that we are equal humans. So please share that equality with your loved ones. And recognizability, yes, there are P2P traders all around the world who really appreciate your cheap non-KYC sats. My budget was about $50 to $100 per day. Thanks to the Bitcoin community, this was possible. I make videos on Paco de la India. I've released over 200 videos so far. So if you're looking for Bitcoin adoption in those countries, that's down there. And yeah, everything was crowdfunded through Geyser Fund. Geyser Fund has over 1,000 projects. So if you have any ideas that can be Bitcoin friendly or will help the community, please head up on Geyser Fund and support those projects or just launch your own project. In the end, Bitcoin is everything for us. But my real question is Bitcoin really for everyone? Or is it just for the privileged people? It's up to you. And on the finale thought is, if I can do all this with Bitcoin, imagine what can you do? Let your imaginations wild run. And thank you so much.
Yeah, boy. Well done, mate. Well done. Well done, Paco. Please give it up for Paco. What a legend. What a guy. Obviously, take a few of the things he said there with a pinch of salt. You know, you don't need to buy a gun just now. The gangs aren't going to save us. But there was a lot of hard truths in there as well. Now, he's also, and he didn't mention this, but you're working on a book. You're working on a book. So Paco, I mean, I'm encouraging Paco to write a book. I want to read this experience and more in depth about what he's experienced across the world in 43 countries using Bitcoin. I think he's looking for funding as well. I'm going to shill it. Like, do support Paco, do support his work in creating and putting out this book, as I think it would be another amazing tool for adoption and also a really, really fun read, given that was just a tiny glimpse of what he's experienced in these past 2 years. I've got a couple of announcements. One is regarding the funding at the end of the day, this funding announcement, something to do with Bitcoin, something to do with promoting the communities here. Do stick around for that. The second thing was the braai this evening. Apparently it starts just after Ricky's headliner talk, so please all go. I'm going to be there, eating my braai, whatever a braai is. And the final thing was, do you want to play another game between now and the end of the day? Do you want to play another game? You do? Okay, cool. I will make the game between now and the next talk. So we're about to take it.